Hey folks, good afternoon and welcome to today's video. Oh, he's back, baby! Oh, he's back, mate! Live in the flesh. Mate! It's like riding a bike, mate. First time picking up a sniper in 8 years. Get off me, mate. Big shot. Imagine how good I was on my physical prime, mate. Thanks for tuning in as always. Really do appreciate all of the support. Thank you to all of the Sicarios out there. This is the first video of a few videos this week of my road to Masters. Now on Friday, there will be a video of the highlights and sort of montage with some fun commentary over the top of all of the sort of best plays that I've done on my road to Masters. And I think you're going to love it. And I'm really proud of that video that I've made. Today, though, we're going to have a little look/discussion at the process of reaching Masters in Gears and a bit of a chat about the fundamentals and sort of how we got there. Now, I understand and I know that reaching Masters in Gears of War isn't some holy grail. It's not like reaching Masters in other games where you have to be top of your level and it's super intense. The way ranked is right now, it's kind of, how should we say, it's more about how much you play rather than how good you play. But you do still need to win a large amount of games to get ranked up, which we did do, and I was pleased with that. So when I was first moving to controller, I'm not fresh out of the gate on a controller, right? I have played one before. It's what I used to use up until basically Gears 3, and ever since sort of midway through Gears 3, I sort of stopped using it, and I've never really used one since. So the very first thing I did was I went out and I purchased a controller because I didn't own one. So this is the controller I purchased. It's an Xbox Series X controller. It didn't come with the thumbsticks and it didn't come with the grips. If you're wondering what they are and if they're any good, I actually have a review on my channel, and I do recommend checking that out. However, it was a basic default controller. So let's jump into the game, and the first thing I did was load up just a custom match just to see, okay, what exactly is going on with this controller life. So when we went into it, I just literally loaded up a King of the Hill, and I know that I'm much better on mouse and keyboard than I am with controller, but you know, people have been telling me that controller's really difficult, and I used to play it back in the day. It can't be that hard, can it? So the first thing we did was, if we actually go ahead and default, everything was on 10-10-10, and it was on the default control scheme, and I think I had it on 3 dead zone. So what I did was I loaded into the game like so, and we took control, and I was like, listen, I understand that Lancer is going to be a little bit more problematic than on a mouse, but I'm going to be good with a shotgun. And basically I was like this, shall we say. I literally couldn't utilize the sticks at the same time, like this. There was an immense amount of recoil, and I was like, bro, how the hell do people Lancer? I couldn't even remember the buttons, you know. I've got some buttons remapped, so they're not quite working. And I was also absolutely, every time I tried to take cover, I was like, oh, this is fine, you know, I know how to use a shotgun. And bear in mind, I've played now, but every time I was trying to take cover, if I'd misjudged, like, let's try this one, if I misjudged ever so slightly, I would roll, and I was just constantly failing with the guns. I'd be in the middle of a shotgun battle, my movement would be like very wooden, I'd be trying to turn and aim, and then I would misroll. I would kind of exactly like that, really. And I was just like, right, that just can't happen. And I was trying to do everything at once. I was trying to play like I was on a PC, and do all of the things I've been doing on PC. And I was like, right, let's just go back to basics. So the first thing I went ahead and did was I was like, okay, what's the sensitivity? So the idea is I used to play on pretty slow. Like I would play high on Gears 1, pretty damn slow on Gears 2, and pretty slow on Gears 3. I was never like a super high sensitivity player. And I ended up settling on just playing purely default, but I wanted to turn a little bit more. So I think I actually stuck it on 12 to begin with. My very first game, I believe I was on 12. And I was like, listen, this isn't the fastest that I've ever been on. I'm probably not going to be able to turn around and flick people. But what it does allow me to do is it's slow enough that I can Lancer, and it's fast enough that if somebody, you know, really does surprise me, I can turn around. Just wanted to go into the game, just kind of doing the fundamentals of, listen, I know when to push, where to go. I'm not going to be very good at aiming. I'll just try to give people. That was the main goal. I'm not going to be able to land multiple shots. I'm not going to be able to Lancer or snipe, and I just want to give people. So I just wanted to kind of waddle up, quote, bot walk, and go into them and blow them up. But as the game loads up here, you can see that the lobby is full of actually Masters players and Diamonds, and I'm a Bronze on a controller. The reason for this is I was playing with Stotty, just from the stream, twitch.tv/GGZII. Check it out, subscribe, follow. And I just wanted to be like, okay, you know, let's see if I can really handle myself in a Masters game. Let's see how sort of difficult this can be. So you can see me bouncing around here at the bottom. And it just, you know, straight off the bat, I was like, ugh, this isn't really feeling that great, to be honest. It just felt slow. I was playing on very slow sensitivity. I'm sure most people would not play 12-10-10. Personally, there was times where it felt very, very fast, and it also felt very slow. So it's a bit hit and miss. So what I did was I went and picked up the sniper, and I don't know, I just started hitting shots. I didn't overthink things. I think that's what ended up happening. I just started to be like, okay, listen, you've got a bit of a slow controller, but just take your time, and you know where the head's going to be. And I utilized that to my sort of advantage. And I just honestly had a brilliant start to the road to Masters, and I was like, it's like riding a bike, mate. I'm back. But jokes aside, to say that was the first time picking up a controller in about 10 years, I would say that was a pretty good opening little spree. So I was like feeling pretty confident, like, you know what? I actually might be able to get pretty decent with a controller, given enough time. And I set myself like a week or two to get to Masters. So I was actually landing a few back A's, and again, not overthinking things. I have played on a controller before. I have been in competitive games, played against the top guys, and it's not like I was previously useless with a controller. I just needed to get that feeling back. Where I was struggling was with it was really the movement. I just felt like I was kind of having to waddle everywhere, and just utilize the fact that, listen, I know gears, I know where people want to slide to, I know where they're going to slide to, so I can sort of take a little bit time, you know, and just sort of pre-aim where they're going to be, or use a few little extra seconds of pre-aim to sort of get that kill. Does that make sense? So I might be a bit slower in comparison to the person I'm fighting on the aim, but I know where they're going to be, so I can sort of pre-aim that. So it was going pretty well. I was still like, you see there, I'm rolling. I'm kind of like, I've got a bit of movement. It's okay. I'm turning and sort of giving people off rolls just because, you know, it's gears. I'm not, you know, I'm not brain dead at the game. It's still Gears of War. Yes, I'm on a controller, but, you know, it's not that difficult. I was playing on default. You can see there, I think I was on like, I think it looks like 14. I wasn't sure if I was on the button challenge to be quick tap or not. And I still was getting a feel for like settings. I was like, I'm not going on. What I'm looking for right now is the thing that was throwing me off the most, and you guys at home on a controller may know this, is when I was playing, wherever you put your camera is where it stays. Now on PC, because your camera is kind of on your mouse, which is also connected to your hand, as you're moving around, you're sort of naturally resetting the camera position yourself. However, when you run on a console, sort of if you look at the ground, you are going to carry on looking at the ground until you remove that stick. And I was finding it very difficult, and I was getting a bit frustrated here that wherever I'd left my camera position was kind of where it was staying. And I was trying to find a setting here to turn off what is known on PC as turn mouse whilst running, which you can see there, which kind of means that when you're running, you can't tilt your camera up and down. Now, maybe that is an option on Xbox. I don't know. But I couldn't find it. So I was trying a little bit of, you know, wall cancelling, a bit of back A's. And generally, the game plan was like, listen, like sneak up, don't try and land multiple shots, just body people. You can see me here, that's kind of my movement. I can turn and cancel, but the thing here is when you're doing that kind of slow wall bounce cancel, it's negligible. Like, yes, I'm kind of doing some movement. You can see me there misrolling when I try to bounce. Yes, I can do this sort of cancel like that, but ultimately, it's so slow and it's so predictable that you end up getting killed. So I very quickly was like, listen, I'm probably not going to have good movement. So let's just go back to basics, you know, let's go to the hill, let's try get points on the board, let's pre-aim people and pre-aim locations. So the game itself was kind of how I expected it to go on the first episode. I don't think I'm performing too badly to say I am, quote, against diamonds, and it is also a 3-man stack, and it is my first game with a controller. So I don't think I'm performing too badly, but you can probably tell that I'm quite wooden. You can see there that mirror, the second shot there that I landed, I probably could have got that off quicker, and that shot there, my brain was kind of like, I'll turn the screen, he's now in the center, and I'll shoot. Whereas with PC, I've kind of got used to that kind of like flick shoot move, and you kind of like snap to people. I'm not trying to say like I'm some sort of Shroud human aimbot, but I've just got used to my sensitivity for so long. And you can see there I landed okay. There was a few trailing bullets behind, I was missing a few, and on that stairway, I was just missing shots, just straight up missing shots. And yeah, that's a fight, for example, on the PC that I would know my sensitivity and my range and my movement, and I wouldn't lose that. First game of the series, I was struggling, and most of the kills, like the misroll there, most of the kills I was getting were like waddle up and blow people up, and sort of land to people that kind of stood still. You can see me there trying to, like, that first flick was way off, and everything just feels a bit wooden. And I was just like thinking to myself, I'm never going to feel fluid on a controller just because it felt so cumbersome. I'm not trying to say that you can't be good on a controller. I pulled off a nice little back A there, but I'm just explaining how it felt first off. You can see me there rolling, then turning around, then I'm losing, then I'm trying to do a bit of movement that's so slow that I'm getting killed. And there's probably a few of you at home watching this that are like, yeah, GGZII, I told you, man. PC's easy. But the reality is, I've spent like 10 years playing PC. Not mostly shooters. I don't actually play shooter games really on the PC, apart from Gears recently. But I've got used to turning cameras and moving on a mouse. And yeah, the sticks feel very, very wooden. Where I actually feel most comfortable, which is strange, is with the sniper. You can see here that during this gameplay, I've actually hit a back-to-back, which, to be honest, if you actually look at the sniper shots I've hit in this one, I've actually hit a few nice clips. So, I probably should have put that in the montage, to be honest. But you can see that I'm not very accurate, right? I'm missing a few shots on the mirror. I missed that headshot. Definitely would have flicked that guy and snapped onto him with a PC. But I'm getting really close with the sniper. And that's because in 2006, when I used to play with a controller and I was like the clan match sniper, your job was basically, because there was active downs, just basically land shots, put them red, and then call out that yo, he's red, go and push him or down him. So you would try to read where they were going and snipe them, either a headshot or whatever. Because one thing I definitely realized when playing this, I didn't think about this, is when there are so many cancels in the game, like you can cancel out of almost any animation, it kind of makes sniping even more difficult, because with a controller you can't be as fast as a mouse, you know, unless you're a god. And one thing I was finding was I was waiting for somebody to go to a wall, and in Gears of War 1, because they would kind of slowly slide to that wall and they'd be going to it, and once that animation started, you knew they'd entered into the slide. You could then start to move your sticks around and begin to aim for the block they were going to land at. However, with this one, you're not sure if they're going to cancel. So you sort of have to hit them in motion or hit them really fast in that animation of the slide before they cancel. So I was finding it very difficult to hit shots that weren't animations, basically. Whereas on the PC currently, because I've put more time into it, I'm good at like getting those quicker shots off where you don't need an animation. And I know I'm kind of, maybe people think I'm waffling on here, but I'm just explaining what the Road to Masters felt like for me. And the very first game, again, this is how it went. The pistol, you know, here, I never feel in control of this fight. I actually kill him, but when I'm doing the back A, it's hard to explain. I feel really wooden. It was like my brain was processing, right trigger, thumbstick back, press the A button. And it felt very, it didn't feel fluid at all. It felt very mechanical and like I had to think through it. I'm not doing too badly in this game. I've got a few cancels like this, and that was actually one of the better kills of the game. I felt kind of fluid at this point, and I was having moments where sometimes it clicked and I felt fluid, and then times like that where I was dying and I was like, I didn't really get many shots off there. I just kind of walked up and died. So it was definitely like a hit and miss game, which is what I expected. But overall, it gave me a little bit of confidence to think, you know what, it's not the end of the world. I can probably get a little bit better. It was mainly the movement and the camera that I was getting stuck with. You can see here the lancering, just missed every single bullet. Some people at home might say, hey, you know, that's what it is. That's how difficult it is. But having played previous games and been decent at them with a controller, I know a better player would be hitting those shots. You can see like there, with the sniper, when there's an animation, like I knew that guy was going to up-A that block, so I could pre-aim that location. You can see a definite difference. With the sniper, somehow with the controller, I just feel confident and like I'm going to land the shot because I know what's happening. Even that shot I think was pretty good, but when I get to the shotgun, or I get to movement, or I get to, yeah, kind of lancering, very difficult. And I don't know if that's how you feel at home. I don't know how you deal with all of this, but that was my initial impression, that I actually felt really good with the sniper. Well, if for my level, it felt good. But shotgun-wise, like stuff like this, I just was like, I'm not even taking that fight. I'm just going to back up. Maybe I throw a flashbang in there to help me. I just didn't really feel confident. I'm like rolling everywhere. You can see me, I'm rolling all the time because I don't have a roll button on the PC. I've just got rid of that completely. And there I tried to like kind of turn and do some flick. And every time I tried to do a little bit more advanced gameplay, it just goes out the window. Just goes out the window. So we sort of just again focused on, you can see me trying to aim with the snub. It's like I'm swinging it. The reason I'm swinging it is because if you don't know the middle of your screen, then when you initially aim in, you're going to be in the wrong location. So when sort of you're getting used to the thing where I was talking about, where you can't turn it off, like I know I'm kind of mumbling here. What I'm trying to say is like, you're using that control scheme that when you press down on the thumbstick, your camera stays looking down. So then if you try to do a quick shot with your pistol, you're already looking down. And I haven't got that ability to flick and swing back to the target. So generally I was just struggling this game. I'm not doing it awfully. In fact, I think I'm like top of my team. But play-wise, it just didn't feel smooth at all. And this was the game that made me stick with it. So the reason I ended up sticking with the series and coming up with this idea was because the game was interesting. It felt like I had to play Gears in a very different way. And I think that's what maybe people are maybe correlating, or how do I word it? I think they're looking at a PC footage and they're thinking, I can't play that way. And I think that's potentially true. You know, I've got a lot of the Road to Masters to show you, so I might change your mind. But it is a different play style, but it doesn't mean you can't be as effective. So I think both both inputs have their own play style, but the controller is it's different. Like the controller, yeah, I think the controller is, it feels much better at sniping with a no scope. It feels better at shotgunning up close at times, and even though my movement wasn't good, it felt at times like, hey, if I got used to this could be pretty different, because you've got to understand that for me to move about, I'm pressing W, A, S, and D. Sometimes if I want to go like to the top left, I'm pressing, you know, W and A at the same time, whilst pressing the space bar and using my mouse. And also, like, if I'm switching gun, I'm then like using a finger to press like 1, 2 to switch back and forth. And it's just a very different feeling to be like, oh, I'm just going to flick my stick to the top left and then quickly touch the D-pad to swap gun. It feel like that back A felt very smooth. And then you can see I whiffed the shot and then managed to kill him. But what I'm doing here is, although I'm doing pretty well, I'm like, I would have done that up A better on PC, is I'm just knowing my range, because obviously the skills transfer over. I know my range of my gun, and I know what, you know, when do I push, when don't I push. That doesn't change just because I've changed my input device. That doesn't change. And like you can see Phantom saying in chat, because I think I was talking about what was good and bad, I was like, he was saying I need, you know, I know the areas to tighten up on, and Tricky there's saying like, yeah, you should not probably hip fire every shot, but sorry, I should hip fire more and not aim. But in my head, I was like, I can't really deal with the center of my camera, so I'm just gonna hip fire. So that's why there's a lot of hip firing going on this game. But it was pretty good, a pretty good first game. And I thought I'd just show you how the very first game went. And then maybe the next episode, I'll do a chat about some changes I made and how I began to perform a little better. So if you enjoyed this episode, then do give it a like and let me know if you want to have another one. And do remember that there is a montage coming out on Friday. By 7 p.m. it should be out. So Friday, 7 p.m. GMT. I'd love to see a lot of likes and comments on that video, because that's kind of the culmination, and it'll be interesting to watch the transformation, or maybe the lack of transformation, because yeah, we've got a Road to Masters montage to make, and you know, there was a bit of movement and a trade, and that felt a bit better. And you can see, like, sometimes I feel good, sometimes I feel bad, and it was just a kind of mix match of a game. But hey, there it was. That was my first Road to Masters game with the controller. I've just began. Thought I'd talk you through how it went, and then I will give you an update. So you can see there, I just decided, listen, just get up close and body him, put his whole body in your screen and aim. And the back A and the aim, so what I was talking about here in the game was like trying my movement. You can see I'm rolling. It felt good when I was pop shotting. I was like, right, that's where I felt strong. You can see that back A was kind of nice as well. I was like, actually, I think what I need to do more on Xbox is pop shot, and that started to feel good. And then you get into the habit of like overdoing it. You know, you can see me rolling everywhere. I'm just rolling everywhere. But it's about finding that balance, isn't it? Like the back A's I was doing felt good. Then that one I was like, oh, I missed that one. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. I'll let the end of the game roll out and finish. But I thought I would just give you the very first time of me playing a controller in about, what was it, like probably like 10 years. Not too bad. I actually hit a few nice sniper shots and a few little back A's, but obviously not too fantastic. But considering I am playing Diamonds and Masters here, I thought it was pretty good. So we'll see you in the next one. Do leave a like and a comment to let me know you're interested in this. The series is just going to be a little week series. I just wanted to take a break and produce a little mini series for you, and then a montage at the end. See me there just whiffing all my shots. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Just go next. Predicted you there, mate. Where are we? Oh, disgusting, mate. Disgusting, mate. What a clean game. Go on. Oh, there it is. No? Thought it'd be at least a double there. Fuck. I can't stop rolling. Oh, almost. I need those thumb extenders, right? I need like 12 packs of thumb extenders on top of each other. Then I'm officially a pro. Bro, imagine getting styled on by me on a controller. Pack your bags up. Your career's finished, blood. Your career's finished, blood, mate. And again, mate. Is there anyone else? Physical domination, mate. This lobby, yeah. Oh. Baby. Mate, I am a GB sniper. I'd like to let that be known. It's what I do. I hit animations. I hit animations. That's what I do, mate. GB sniper 0608 blood. Back again. Back again, mate.
Victory for the cog, for your brothers and sisters, for humanity.
Oh my god, mate. MVP in a diamond lobby, getting about 12 headshots, mate. Now come at me, mate. Ego 8. Look at this lobby, mate. Retire. Fucking retire, the lot of you.